Hey guitar champion, what's going on? Justin Hambach here, back from my practice cave, and welcome to today's video where we are going to take a deeper look into a modern neoclassical string skipping lick from my band Eternity's End, and this is the lick we are going to talk about in today's video. Here we go. Okay, currently I'm practicing and preparing most of my time during the day the shows and the set list for Eternity's End, because yes, we have some tours coming up, and the first one will be 4 shows in Mexico in April. Check that out. If you are from Mexico, come to one of our shows, say hi, drink a beer with us. It would be a pleasure for us. Yeah, but Eternity's End, the band where I'm playing in, is, I have to say, the hardest music that I've ever played. And learning something that you haven't wrote, because I joined the band when the third record, our current record, was actually finished. I only played my solos there, is definitely, and I guarantee you every professional musician will say this as well, it's always 20% harder than playing the stuff that you have wrote, that come from yourself, from your inspiration and from who you are as a musician. And the stuff that Christian Münzner, the main guitar player and composer for Eternity's End, is writing is really hard. And nowadays I'm like 6 hours a day practicing just only arpeggios and sweeping patterns and string skipping and all that kind of stuff. So what I want to say is there's sadly not that much time for YouTube currently, but I still want to continue this YouTube. It's kind of right now the mixture that all of this content that I'm creating here together with my courses is kind of my daily job. So I still want to continue, of course, and going to give you in a weekly kind of interval new videos and lessons. So I'm of course thinking about what can I do to combine Eternity's End and YouTube lessons. Eternity's End shredding and YouTube lessons. Of course, making YouTube lessons about Eternity's End shredding. No, I still have something up for this channel coming in the next few weeks. I have some Michael Romeo stuff coming up, because you have decided in a little poll that I created that you are interested in stuff from Michael Romeo. There is a Paul Gilbert cover coming up with a good friend of mine and some lessons about that. So yeah, there will be stuff on this channel, but some of it, get used to it, will be something about Eternity's End, I would say. So much about that. If you want the tabs for this lick, then check the description box. There you will find a link where you can get the tabs, but also the tab book will be available pretty soon. I would say after the tour we will going to finish the tab book, and then we're going to release a tab book as well as on our Bandcamp page. And if you don't know Eternity's End yet, then I highly recommend to you check out. It's the craziest power metal, neoclassical, shred 80s, Razor X kind of band out today. And believe me, if you are into technical guitar, you will not be disappointed. Okay, so let's check out today's lick. But first I have to say, all we are doing in Eternity's End is tuned down 1 step. So this is a guitar which is tuned in D standard, alright? Of course, naming the notes like if this would be an E standard guitar, because this is what you do in different tunes guitars, or this is what you should do. So this will still be my E string, even though what you are hearing is a D. Let's start with a lick, and let me first play this lick slow. Here we go. Okay, now the first thing that we want to check out is the chord progression, because the chord progression is that what this neoclassical section makes so modern. First we are starting off with C sharp minor, going to C major, going to E minor, going to E flat major, going to G minor, G flat major, B flat minor, A major, going to C sharp minor. Alright, why is this chord progression so modern? Because we are not in one particular scale. This is really a classical thing for the modern side of classical music, like from the Romantic area or the second Wiener school. All those modern players, which comes from the, I would say, the late 1900th century. And here we are playing with a few different scales because, well, let's say we are not really thinking in scales. We are thinking in arpeggios and moving that around inside of an interesting chord progression. And especially the first two chords, C sharp minor and C major, are not coming from one particular scale. And this is a chord progression I also call the technical death metal chord progression, because nearly every technical death metal song consists out of those two type of chords. A minor chord and then half step below major chord. Try to play a little bit with that and try to create some riffs with that kind of chord progression, and you will see how it instantly sounds like technical death metal or like deathcore or modern metal. It's one of my favorite chord progression ever. And now the cool thing that Christian is doing here, because he wrote of course this part, is he's moving this kind of idea, this 1 to major 7 major chord progression. He's moving this idea in minor thirds. So we are going from C sharp minor to E sharp minor to G minor and to B flat minor, which taking all together is a diminished chord. We made a complete video about how to use this kind of neoclassical chord progression moving in minor thirds in one of the videos from Christian's channel, so go check out the Christian Münzner YouTube channel as well. We did some lessons there a few months ago as well. And the cool thing as well is we only have to learn one sequence, one passage, and then we can move up this fingering those shapes and all the complete lick up minor third and another minor third and another minor third, and we never have to change the fingering, which is the cool thing about this great instrument called guitar. A pianist, for a piano player, this is something completely different. If you are playing piano, if you know a piano player, then show him this chord progression, this idea, and you have to learn it new in every key, and we guitar players, we can only go around the fretboard. But even though it's only one kind of idea, this idea is hard enough for itself. We are starting off with C minor, and we're starting off with this triad shape here. Starting on the 5th, the 11th fret on the A string, going to the 7th fret A string, the minor third, and going to the root and the 9th fret of the E string. Then again we are playing everything ascending. Going to the next inversion, so we're jumping to the next octave, which is now here on the 6th fret of the G string. I'm playing octave and minor third, 6th and 9th fret. Alright, I do a pull off in the first note and on the last note. The rest is alternate picking. For the pick slanting, you can use most of the time in this lick upward pick slanting. This is really important because it makes the string skip a lot easier, because the tip of our plectrum is always free. This is the meaning, the philosophy behind pick slanting. And here again, pick slanting, our hero, is saving the day. Yes! And by the way, if you want to know more about pick slanting and speed picking, then check out the link in the description box. There you find the Zen of speed picking, my speed picking online course. Really worth to check out. Then we are playing the same idea in octave higher. And now here we are moving to the C major idea, and there we are jumping back to the G string where we're first outlining C major triad, which is kind of the same triad like on the C minor, but the cool thing is one note stays the same and the other two notes has to change one half step below. This is also a pretty cool thing about this chord progression, or my theory why this chord progression sounds so cool, because the third in both chords is the same. In the C sharp minor we have at the third the E, in the C major we have also the E at the third, but in the first time it's a minor third and the second time it's a major third. So yeah. Pretty cool. This is the movement and that one note that stay which makes this chord progression so fucking epic. Alright, and therefore also the fingering is really familiar and really similar to the C sharp minor shape. We only have to go from this to this. To the 8th fret, sorry, the 10th fret on the G string, 9th fret on the G string stays the same, and we're going to the 12th fret on the G string. So, then we're going again to the next inversion, starting here on the root again, playing root and major third, 8th and 12th fret. And then we are moving up to the inversion and outlining this sweep arpeggio shape. So we have also the sweep technique inside of this lick. This is C major triad, 15, 12, 13, 12, 14, 15, 10. If you don't know the sweep shape, the first note is pulled, the rest is played with sweep picking. Yeah, and Soma, yeah, and that is basically the lick and the arpeggio idea. We just have to move this idea now every time a minor third higher. So we're going from here to here. And you maybe have noticed it, this is also pretty cool, the transition from the C sharp major to the E minor works really well because E minor is the mediante. I hope this is the right term in English. In German it's mediante. So yeah, it's a chord which is inside or really familiar from C major and has some notes, they're sharing some notes as well. In this case the E and the G. We only have to move the C to the B, which we are doing here. We are going from this arpeggio, and we're here now landing on the C and moving this one down to the B and starting with the arpeggio shape again. But here are some things now which makes this lick really not easy. It's the high tempo, and then it's the change between stretch position and close position, and this can be really exhausting for this part, this area of your arm. This is not really easy to go from the spock to not the spock, doing this in this kind of quite high tempo and then moving every finger individually. It's really, yeah, it's really exhausting and really getting into your stamina. And really to be relaxed, playing this one fast, going up into the higher frets, not missing the notes on the higher frets. This can be really hard. Besides playing everything clean with the string skipping, we have to watch out really if there are any notes ringing in between when we're going from, or when we're jumping from one string to the next string. Therefore the pick slanting luckily helps a lot. And yeah, this is not an easy lick, but I can't wait to play this one live on stage in Mexico, and maybe some more dates coming up soon. Because it's a lot of fun. I love the section, I love the chord progression, it makes a lot of fun. And yeah, go check out the lick for yourself. Again, if you want to have the tabs for this lick, you will find the link in the description box. And yeah, play this, practice it and master it, and feel free to make a video out of it, playing or trying this lick and this idea and sharing it on our social media, on Instagram, tag us in your story, tag us in your Facebook post, whatnot. Go and let's spread the word of Eternity's End and modern neoclassical string skipping, sweep picking, arpeggio shredding, and all kind of words that clickbaits you to check out this video. Alright, so much for that. I wish you a really great time. Let's practice this lick again and see you soon. Cheers!